Okay, let's do this. Hey there, I'm Catherine of Evergreen Era Film and Photo, and welcome back to my channel. I help couples who dread the idea of a traditional wedding day with its stressful expectations, plan, film, and photograph an elopement experience that is true to who you are. Today, we're gonna talk about my top 10 tips for your Blue Ridge Parkway wedding. Let's do it. Tip number 1, know which locations are actually on the Blue Ridge Parkway. One of the biggest things that even photographers and couples get mixed up when planning a Blue Ridge Parkway wedding is figuring out if the location is on the Blue Ridge Parkway or if it is on National Forest Service land. A lot of well-known popular locations like Black Balsam Knob and Max Patch are actually not on the Blue Ridge Parkway. They're on National Forest Service land. So this will come in handy when you're trying to get your permit. You're gonna wanna know where the location you've chosen is, what land municipality it is on, and then you'll be able to go and apply for a permit properly. Tip number 2, pick a date where the Blue Ridge Parkway will not be closed. So the Blue Ridge Parkway does actually close down typically in the winter for a good few months. So if you're wanting to have a wedding in the winter, you're probably not gonna wanna pick the Blue Ridge Parkway. So pick a month that is typically spring to late fall. You will also want to know that the Parkway does not provide permits for the month of October, so don't pick that as your month. Tip number 3, apply for your permit well in advance. Yes, you're going to need a wedding permit to get married on the Blue Ridge Parkway, so just know that and make sure you prepare for it. You're gonna need to apply for your permit at least 30 days in advance of your wedding. I suggest applying around 3 months ahead of time if possible. That way you'll just have that set and you'll know you've got it when you can make all your other plans. Also know that the Blue Ridge Parkway does not provide permits for holidays or holiday weekends, so don't pick one of those because you will not get approved for your permit for that time. Tip number 4, know that you are on public land and there will be other visitors present. You can do what you can to try and avoid popular, busy locations based on the time of year you pick and the time of day that you pick for your wedding, but just know you're picking a location that is accessible to all people at all times, and so there might be other people there. Just be aware of this, be respectful of this, and don't expect full privacy for a wedding on public land. Tip number 5, have a backup plan. No matter what, for a wedding day, you're always gonna want to have a backup plan, but having a wedding on public land provides a little bit more risk. There could be a rock slide, there could be some traffic or road maintenance, anything that is happening on the Blue Ridge Parkway that might cause you to not be able to access your location, weather. Therefore, you're gonna want to have a backup plan that is not on the Blue Ridge Parkway so that you have another option just in case. Tip number 6, find alternative flower options. So one of the big things of getting a permit with the Blue Ridge Parkway is that you are not allowed to have any live florals for your wedding. This is so that you don't bring any unnative species into the land, and that can cause a ripple effect of the local species, flora and fauna. So we want to respect that. I've had many couples have some beautiful silk, fake flowers for their bouquets and boutonnieres and floral crowns. So check out my other video on flower options for your elopement. That will give you all the ideas of different ways to bring beautiful flowers into your wedding day on the Blue Ridge Parkway. Tip number 7, keep it small. The permit for your Blue Ridge Parkway wedding only allows a group size of 25 people or less, and that typically includes officiant, photographer, videographer, and you as the couple. So you're going to have to plan a wedding that is small. The reasons for this are that there isn't a lot of space for enough parking for larger groups and for enough room for everyone to stand around for larger groups. So typically, if you're planning a wedding on public land, you really need to make sure that you keep it nice and small and intimate. All right, last 3 tips. Tip number 8, expect fog at higher elevations. There are sections of the Blue Ridge Parkway, particularly around Mount Mitchell area, which is the highest mountain east of the Mississippi, that are very, very, very high in elevation, which typically goes along with a lot of clouds and fog. So if you're choosing a location around that area on the Blue Ridge Parkway, just expect that it might be really foggy. This can be a beautiful experience for your wedding and your elopement. It can be really pretty and a unique kind of feel, I would say, to your wedding day. So embrace whatever weather comes and enjoy it for what it is. It's part of the Blue Ridge Parkway. Tip number 9, pick a location farther away from the bigger cities. If you're wanting a little bit of privacy for your wedding day, picking a location that is a good bit farther away from larger cities along the Blue Ridge Parkway, such as Asheville, North Carolina, you are going to be a lot more likely to get away from crowds and have a little bit more private and intimate celebration. Last tip, tip number 10, hire a photographer, videographer that knows the area really well. This is going to make all the difference for helping you find more less known but beautiful locations for your wedding, and also just give you all this good information that will help you make the best choices for you and what you want your wedding day to be like. All right, those are my top 10 tips. There are lots of things to consider when planning a wedding on the Blue Ridge Parkway, but these are some really big ones that will help you start to nail down if that's a location that you want for your wedding day or if it isn't. I hope that this helped a lot. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you are planning an elopement and want more support, be sure to subscribe. I'm sending out and sharing lots of good, helpful tips and info for you to help you have the elopement day of your dreams. Have a good one.